Okay, hey everyone, welcome to the part 4 of this journey. And I have to say that there has been some progress made, especially since yesterday, and I think that today will be the last day of this series, this OpenStack, Canonical, and Sunbeam. And why I say that? Well, yesterday I finally have gotten the Sunbeam provisioned cluster to actually work. And how I did that, I will reveal in a second. But what I also want to say is 100% today there will be like a 30 to 40 minute segment where I'll just play some game, possibly Cyberpunk or something, while waiting for the cluster to bootstrap. And I'm pretty sure that, this is what's gonna happen. And, I also wanted everything to be visible on stream so that each and every one of my steps could be retraced. So I didn't really want to, come to the stream prepared and just have everything ready just to show it works, because, actual fix for the problem lies just before the actual cluster bootstrap. This is for and I'm talking about the method, the tutorial that we've been watching for the past 2 previous streams, the first one and the second one. But also, the yesterday's stream where we were following the guide from one of the Reddit comments that also had some sort of problems. Well, that guy also posted another comment where he fixed those issues, supposedly. So we will also check that, and we will see how that goes. Well, hopefully there would not be too much, playing games and doing stupid stuff, though we'll see. So, okay, so like previously, I have 2 clean Ubuntu VMs ready, Ubuntu servers, and let me just see. Okay, so the first one needs more resources, and the second one has all of them ready. So since the second one is ready, we can roll with it for now. Since on this one we will do the more time-consuming method that we were trying out initially. So that was the Canonical tutorial, and I think you should see it now in my smaller window. Yeah, okay, there it is, and it basically is actually simple. So, like, I'm just skipping that initial stuff, but okay, here we are. So all of the things we've discovered still apply. So what we actually want to do is we want to add Ubuntu user. I mean, it doesn't have to be specifically username Ubuntu, but we'll just do that for simplicity's sake. I never remember. Is it add user or user add? Add user, okay. So we'll add user Ubuntu. Yes, and for that user we will... For that user we will make it so that its sudo is passwordless. And now we'll switch to that user. And we'll also generate SSH keys. Okay. And we will SSH to our local host. and actually copy ID. Okay, so this works and this also works. So basically what I've done is I made the sudo passwordless for that user, and I've made it so that whenever this user tries to SSH to the local host on both IP, the loopback and the actual IP, it will not get asked for neither password, since he will use the SSH key, and he will not be asked for whether it knows the server, right? So the server fingerprint is also added to known hosts. Okay, so with that being done, we can actually process to the tutorial. So sudo snap install OpenStack, and here what we actually want to do, and this is something that I got an idea for after and during yesterday's stream. Basically, whenever that user was helping me bootstrap the cluster yesterday, he told me that the edge, supposedly like the bleeding edge version, is like, you know, rolling release in Arch. So it's not really that unstable. It's just something that basically gets released with latest fixes. So it's not really that's unstable. And just to make sure, I want to go to the Snap Store. And maybe let me switch to this, and let's search for OpenStack. As you can see, I already have been searching for that. And you can see that here we have basically the same version, but with 3 channels. We have stable, we have candidate, and we have edge. And what we've been doing all this time, we've been installing the stable one, which is from the 23rd of August. And what I've done yesterday for testing is I installed the edge one. And the edge one, even though they are like, you know, the same version, the edge one actually worked without any sort of problem. So we just need to add the -- edge to our installation prompt. And those should get done pretty fast. So I can already have the next command prepared. And basically, I think this is the only thing that was, you know, preventing this whole thing from working right from the get-go. This, you know, not using the edge version. Okay, so now we can Sunbeam prepare node script bash. Oh, maybe, sorry. Oh, no, never mind. Prepare node script bash -x and new group snap daemon. This also shouldn't take us much time. Okay, and it's also done. So as you can see, the prepare node script gets piped to bash, and basically those commands get executed, right? So we have that done, and our next command is the big one, hour-long one. So this is why I wanted to start things off with this. So now we can go with Sunbeam cluster, and maybe, you know what, actually, do I have Tmax? Okay, I'll just run this in Tmax in case anything happens. Sunbeam cluster bootstrap accept defaults. And this will this will quite possibly take some time. So now we can leave that running, and we can go back to the previous VM. Okay, sudo. And you know what, actually before sudo, I can, you know, just create the same user credentials. So add user Ubuntu. We can change to that user. Now we can SSH Keegan. Yep. Now we can SSH copy ID to our local host. Okay. And also you can make so that user doesn't get asked for password when using sudo. And now we can power off, and I'm powering off so I can increase the RAM and CPU cores. So as soon as I see that it's powered down, then I will just quickly increase the resources in Proxmox. So 8 cores. And not 16, but 24 times 32 megabytes of RAM. Okay. And now I will just start it back up again. How's our... okay, so it's progressing. So we are at the micro Kubernetes cluster provisioning stage here. And here we should already have this running. Okay, so now we should have everything. So I'm switching back to the Reddit thread from yesterday, and as you can see, I'm sorry, I'm not going to pronounce you properly, but as you can see, our chmod user, if I can just call you that, has posted some possible improvements, and the main thing, from what I gather, is not using the latest version of Juju. And this is something that I have also got an idea for yesterday off stream, and I've already tried that, but sadly, yeah, here 3.1 stable. Install 3.1, do not 3.2. I have done that yesterday also, but I think I have had some network connectivity problems, and I could not either download or bootstrap everything correctly in the later steps. So since it was late at night, I just gave it up, and and I wanted to just do this today live. Which may not have been such a good idea, since we may hit the Docker download image limit, but we'll see. Like I said, I am prepared to, and I hope you also all, for an, half an hour gameplay stream if it comes to that, but if you are watching this later, you can always skip it. So, having said that, let me just go over this once again. I have tested mountain of ultra methods, and I think I found one that works every time so far very cleanly. Start with a clean VM. Okay, we have that. Upgrade and snap refresh. Okay, we are having a clean VM, so that doesn't really concern us. You do not have... Yes, I don't have. I have clean VM. If you install Juju, nope. I mean, this is like very important info to have in general, but like I said, I have a clean VM, freshly installed. Similar to the previous, more cleanup. Okay, so we do not have that. And this is where it starts to differ, right? And also this with edge. So basically what we've done just now. Yep. But actually what I also want to do is I want to try out not these instructions, but the ones previously posted, so those. Because those actually give you an insight in how those things are provisioned and orchestrated. So we will do just that, because basically, yes, this is basically what we just did. And like I said, I haven't done that, and it worked just with that in the Canonical Sunbeam, only with the edge added, but we'll see. Okay, and for this tutorial, we will start right now. Yeah, this is the long part that's happening on the other VM. Okay, so here we will make sure that our C groups, I mean, I think on Ubuntu they are working anyway, but we can just make sure. Sudo vim etc default grub, and we will just paste those options as default. Okay, update grub. Sorry for my voice, I am still recovering after a cold I've caught. Update sudo update initramfs with UK and all. This can take a few seconds. Okay. And now a quick reboot. And after that, we'll actually get to the meaty parts. Here, if we actually leave tmax on the second VM, we can go with kubectl get pod -a. Oh yeah, so we can't really yet. I mean, we can actually add, and we have to log out, log in. Yep, and now we can see everything. And the tmax is still running in the background, so that's cool. Okay, here it should be online. Okay, and now we will install the micro.ks cluster using snap. It should be done in a minute. Okay, now we'll add the alias, so our kubectl is shorter. We'll also make directory cube. And before that, we'll also add our user to snap micro.ks group. And now we can actually have our cluster config dumped. Oh yeah, I basically had to relog. And now we can dump our configuration to the cube.cube config file. Okay. So we have that. And now we can enable some cluster add-ons. So those might also take a minute to enable. Okay. Now, next thing, set subnet for the metal LB. And yes, we have to wait until it's ready, the controller. Here we have all of the pods running, that's cool. Sorry if this is too fast or chaotic, but as you can probably guess, I have been at this for past 3 days, so I kinda know what to click and what to check at this point. I mean, this is normal because we are still waiting for that metal LB to actually start working. Yep, enabled. Okay. So we will also check if our micro.ks is ready. It is. So now we will install Juju, and here we will go with table and 3.1. Weird. I think yesterday I had 3.1.6, but maybe I was not choosing stable then. Well, never mind. We will now install the microstack, which is basically what we want from the Sunbeam channel. So yeah. It should not take very long. Okay, it's done. So now we'll connect that to Juju. And we will install the hypervisor. Which can actually take maybe a minute. And it's done. Yeah, so it was quite fast. After that, this will be the longest command here, I think. We will actually bootstrap our microstack. And I will also launch this in Tmux, so I can have it running, and then I can monitor its progress in the same console window. Mhm. And basically, this is still the point where everything was working yesterday. So I can actually watch the progress. Yeah, okay, so Bootstrap is still in progress, so maybe after this step is done. And here we are, 21 out of 23 online. Which is pretty good, but it's still not the end. We have all of the pods. Here we can check with the same command the status of the Juju. So Cinder Ceph is waiting and it will stay that way. The Nova is waiting, so I guess we are still waiting for the Nova to get ready. But like I said, this is almost done here, I think. I mean, not really, because it still needs to install the hypervisor, and it's like, I don't know, since it's pretty much doing all the steps the same as here, and it's quite possibly taking twice as much time. But still, it's not that bad. And now we can, yes, now we can check for our progress on the first one. Also, what gave me the idea for trying out the lower version of Juju was that whenever you are actually bootstrapping the cluster, I think this is at the bootstrap command level, it actually gives you a warning that it has not been tested with anything other or newer than 3.1.0. So even though I am using the 3.1.5 or 6 that I've been using yesterday off stream, it gave me warnings. It gave me warnings that this is too new, and that actually, like, that warning gave me an idea to down to downgrade the Juju version. And I think this is what does the trick for this installation method, where we are doing everything by hand, and for the less command intensive Sunbeam installation method, I think what did the trick was just switching it to an edge channel. But yeah, if we'll be having two independent OpenStack deployment methods, uh, you know, be working, then I'll be happy. So yeah, I think quite possibly this is the part where I'll play a game for 10 or 15 minutes, because this I know can take up to 10 or 15 minutes, and this still has some steps to perform. And that I am sure of, because I've seen this command more than I would like to, sadly. So what can I play? I mean, I would really love to play Stronghold, but this is like, it only plays in full screen. It cannot be played in a window. Yeah, I'll guess I'll go with Cyberpunk for now. And now you will be able to see that. Okay.
Good morning, Night City! Yesterday's body count lottery rounded out to a solid and sturdy 30. 10 out of Haywood, thanks to unabated gang wars. One officer down, so I guess you're all screwed, cause the NCPD will not let that go. Got another blackout in Santo Domingo. Netrunners are at it again, poking holes in the power
Okay, I think
grid.
it's now displaying correctly. You can still see the progress in the smaller window. And I also can see it.
And in Pacifica, well,
Hey everyone, feels great to have you back. So then, did y'all hear about that Arasaka aircraft carrier docked in Night City called Kujira or the Whale? Appa-
Okay, so we have that. I also want to move this window. Okay. So I can see more things. Okay. So this is the early game where I still have to take care of the Maelstrom, the deal for the bot. And I'm not sure, do I want to call the... I actually want to call the Militech. Yeah, I think I'll do that. What was she named? Meredith Stout. Okay.
Stout here. Start by telling me how you got this number.
No more than your number. Heard you misplaced a convoy.
You shut him up. Spill what you know. Don't make me wait.
Nuh-uh, not on the horn. Let's meet, cut a deal.
A deal. Fine. First exit off Skyline, driving towards the NID. Storm channel under the overpass. Meet you there.
Let's go meet Meredith. I've heard you can romance her. And even though in some of my other playthroughs I got the deal, I never gotten the romance option, so I'm quite curious about that. It forcefully makes me leave the car.
Look lively. Meredith Stout. Take it you were the one to call?
Got an offer for...
Thought you could blackmail me, fucker? Set conditions? Got any more for me?
I'm not gonna say anything.
Christ, Meredith!
Shut your trap! That fucking thing ready?
All set.
Now answer my questions. Honestly, forthrightly. Are you here alone?
Mwah.
Yep, just little old me.
It's the truth.
Do a sweep, now. Now listen close. This piece of shit, Anthony Gilchrist. Is he your contact? Is he the one who leaked intel on the convoy?
That guy? Never seen him before.
Checks out.
Listen, I know where the transport is. I can help you. Just want a favor in return.
I told you! I fucking told you! I'm not the mole! Jesus Christ!
Shut him up!
Unhand me now before I... Ugh.
Him you can let go. Want to hear what he has to say?
Couldn't have been chill from the start.
Shut the fuck up. Tell me what you want.
I need a bot. Flathead model. Guys who ripped you off have it. Promise me that bot. I'll point the finger.
You have a plan how to deal with them?
Could just take it by force, but they're expecting payment. So I could go that route too.
Fine, the latter. But on one condition. You pay with our money.
Sounds solid enough. I'm in.
Yeah, and easy money we are not going to use. I've always regretted not reading this single tutorial because it basically tells you how to possibly remove the virus from that chip, and I've always found the Cyberpunk's menus quite, you know, not really that good. To decrypt a shard, first either open it through the notification when you just acquired it, or find it later in the shard tab under the journal in the main menu. Then select Crack Security to unlock its secrets. Okay, so from the journal.
With that chip, and that's all you gotta worry about. Try to fuck me in any way, and I'll be seeing you real soon.
You're making a mistake! This girl's already good as dead! And she'll take you down with her!
Yeah, blah blah blah. Oh, it's a brand new car. Oh. I think... Is it done? Looks like it's done. And here, okay, this one is still going, but here I think we might be... Yep, our cluster is bootstrapped. So, so. Let me go back to the instructions. Yeah, so now what we have to do is we have to configure after the bootstrapping, right? Yeah, bootstrap, watch status. Oh, we can also install the clients package. We can do just that. It mostly gives us the OpenStack CLI command. But yeah, we can exit the Tmax, and now we can configure. And the configuration is what's fucked us previously in this approach. Basically, after we've configured the bootstrapped cluster, everything went bad, right? So the containers were constantly crashing and rebooting, and the cluster was no longer, let's say, convergent, right? So what also I may want to do is to give it like a minute or two more to make sure that everything is running properly. As you can see, we have everything running. We have 0 restarts. Well, maybe with this one, you know, exception, but that's acceptable. Everything's running, no restarts, and after we've configured the microstack, it all, you know, went bad. So once again, is everything active? Everything's running. It should be working. So I think we can configure it, and I will also perform that in Tmux. Oh, yes, without sudo. Yeah, and as you can see, this is what I was talking about. This is the command that gave me an idea yesterday. And this is the same point I think our chmod user on Reddit also came to. So yes, we'll leave those as default, but I will change this one to 10.21.21.0/24. Yes, yes, flat. Okay. Now it's configuring the OpenStack. And also this was the point where yesterday the Juju broke completely. And now it seems it's working, so I'm having high hopes as of now. Oh, and it's done. Okay. So I will save that. I will save this information. Yep. I will save this information and Juju is actually broken. Okay. What about maybe it needs a minute to, you know. But aside from that, maybe it needs a minute to restart and apply the new configuration. And here we are still waiting for the hypervisor unit to be configured. So it still needs a bit more time. So we'll give this, you know, a minute or two to converge, and now we'll mainly wait for this one to be done. Oh, it seems like the bootstrap is... It's complete. I got so excited that I ran into a wall. Okay, so maybe let me just drive to the location. And like I said, I am also, in this way, giving it time to make sure that everything is running. Okay, and I think that I can
There you are.
save and quit the game actually, so I didn't really game that much today. But as you can see, this is done. Let's just see this one. Okay, it's actually running. it's almost completely running. Juju is working. This can actually work, because I was kind of scared when Juju basically crashed here, but now it's working, and before that it never did come back online. Okay. This is, wow, surprisingly everything works today. I mean, I hope I don't have to swallow those words in a minute, but okay. So now we can go back to the Canonical's YouTube tutorial. We can skip this. I've seen this part so many times. Yes, here we are being shown how to diagnose and make sure everything's running. But actually what we want to execute next is we want to, first of all, have the admin credentials being exported for this CLI management. So Sunbeam, OpenRC, pipe out to admin OpenRC. And while, okay, so this is done, and as you can see, this is just, you know, basically the same, but here for the admin user. And later we actually want to provision or like fill our OpenStack instance, and we we can actually source this. We actually want to fill our OpenStack instance with some demo stuff, right? So with some ready templates and images. So we are going to do just that. We are going to Sunbeam configure accept defaults OpenRC demo OpenRC. And this can take a minute. Here we are still waiting. But yeah, here it can take a minute. And it's done. So now comes the moment of truth. So will we be able to launch test Ubuntu image? So basically this command launches a Ubuntu container, right? Named test. And this has never worked. I mean, it did work yesterday for me off stream when I was playing around with stuff, but on any stream that was actually like on anything that I have actually streamed, it has never worked before. So here it comes. Previously, we were getting some sort of weird error about API and its unreachability. And it works. So all we had to do was to add the --edge to our basically very first command, the very first like OpenStack version installed from the Snap Store, which is kind of sad that stable is not stable and stable is basically not working. And we can check this. Connection refused, maybe in a second. Why is it refused? Yesterday it worked. Yeah, okay, so basically needed a few more seconds to boot up. And we are in our newly created image. Yeah, so it is like running off that previously specified network addressation. We can reach internet. Yep, we have internet connectivity. We have sudo rights, also without password, but no wonder because we only connected with SSH key and we don't even know the password. Yeah, it basically works. So this is like the micro instance with one virtual core and 500 megs of RAM. But yeah, it's working. It's actually working. So what can we do next? What can we do next? Because this is basically done. And even if we see that tutorial to the end, it basically, you know, only logs on to the horizon. And we'll also do that. And since I do not have a Ubuntu with GUI installed, I just have the server as a VM. I will install Redir. And I will the port 44 Redir the horizon address. Oh my, so many interfaces. So this server has this IP, an actual IP, and we can... Oh yes, and we still need the OpenStack keystone. No, sorry. Oh my god. Not OpenStack keystone, but Horizon. Not Horizon. Juju status OpenStack. It's OpenStack Horizon. And we are connected. So we will use those as our credentials. Admin, and domain is admin domain. And log on. Yeah, it takes a bit to log in. And it seems to be working, so... I mean, it's in Polish. I wonder if I can change the language quickly. Yeah, let's go with British English. And I don't really want to set all of this stuff, but let's just do +1 UTC. Does it have Warsaw? Never mind. Let's just change the language. Yeah, okay. So how does it look like? So when we go to the project, and you know what, let me just check how it's going here. And here it is almost done. Okay. But here we have our overview, our instances, I wonder if we'll be able to launch a test instance also from the web GUI. We have images, and I'm also wondering, is that Ubuntu instance still running? Because I'm not seeing it in the dashboard. It is. So why am I not seeing it in the horizon? What is going on? Huh, interesting. Interesting indeed. Okay, so let's try and launch an Ubuntu image instance from the horizon. So we'll call it... Actually, let's also call it test. I want to know if it will like cause a collision. Yes, use the Ubuntu volume size. Let's give it 4. The LED volume on instance delete, yes. Let's give it 2 gigs. On the flavor, the network is external network ports, no matter. Security groups, key pairs, for now we are not doing anything. Scheduler hints, metadata. Okay, launch instance. Yep. So there is some sort of error. I'm wondering if this is because this name is colliding with what we did in the CLI. Can I change it to test2, let's say? Yep, it is modified, and can we somehow try and relaunch it? Details, blah blah blah. Yeah, this is just a Python. Build abort exception. Okay, so maybe I'll not be as mean as I was, and I will just delete this instance. And create one with test2 Nova. I don't really want to touch anything else. Tiny this time. Nothing, nothing. Okay, just launch. Huh. So it's not working when we actually try to create an instance from the horizon. Which is, well, interesting. But at this point, I mean, I would call this a success. Because we can actually do something from the CLI. And speaking of the CLI, How big disk does it have? It has 4 gigs. Okay. So maybe I'm creating a too small volume. Maybe this is why it's failing. So let's remove that. Launch instance again, test 2. Just 1. Ubuntu 4, yes. Next. Tiny. Just launch. And error yet again. So the volume was not created, so what's the issue with volumes here? Status error. Okay, so this is our instance's volume. So where is it physically, or where it should be physically on the server? Could not find any available weighted backend. Okay, so that gives me some ideas. And at this point, you know, I wonder what's the CLI doing that the Horizon can't. I wonder what's the CLI doing that the Horizon can't. I mean, I have like, volume storage used because here we have like 66 gigs available, but why is Horizon not seeing that? I mean, this is something like, or maybe other time, because like I said, it works, so it might be just something, only concerning this. I mean, yeah, he is seeing his test instance, and I am not. And why is that? I have no idea. So this is yet another thing that is working weirdly. Or that may be... No, wait. Because I have been logging as admin and he is logging as demo OpenRC. Oh, that might be the case. Oh, yeah, now it suddenly makes a bit more sense. So if I sign out, because everything has been configured for the demo. And the domain is project domain name, or user domain name is users. So basically creating the demo bootstrapped configuration creates you this demo OpenRC file. And then you can use that to log on to it. Yeah, and now we can see everything. Yeah, and now it works. Okay. Yeah, and I already can see that instance at the bottom. Yeah, it works. So test 2. Let's have 3. Okay. 3 tiny instances. Launch. Oh, we are having some errors. And they are also volume errors. Interesting. But like I said, this still requires, like, I still consider this a success because, well, storage in OpenStack and in cloud is generally quite complicated, and still with the storage we have now, this is not the storage we actually want. So I would like to learn how to configure different types of storage and how to manage them anyway. Because here it might be just, you know, a template issue. But yeah, I think now we have gotten this somehow to actually working, like being installed and just working. And for our other method of installation, it's still not ready. It's still waiting for Nova. Can we see that here? I mean, it looks like it is running. It's waiting for Nova and it's waiting for traffic. So maybe let's also try quick redir here. Oh, this is a weird IP address with this 0 at the end. Let's try it anyway. and I'm not sure this will work. But they have the very same IP address here, which is weird. So basically, because those are, you know, beefed up installation instructions from the microstack, so I would assume on the microstack it also is not working for some reason, like maybe it did in the past, but I mean, lots of those installation tutorials suffer from the fact that everything is evolving too rapidly and nothing can keep up, especially the documentation. And while this is not surprising, I am kind of baffled that even the, you know, get started tutorials are basically not being able to keep up. Not to mention the, you know, upgrade your cluster tutorials. But yeah, I think that, you know, I am tired enough as it is, and I would really like to, and at this point I am just writing this off as a win. So what maybe I will do next is I will prepare a full channel video where I will, you know, abridge this whole, you know, journey with setting up the OpenStack, and you know, where I will probably just, you know, resolve this issue. So for now, I think this is like the last of my OpenStack streams, like for now, because I already had a colleague tell me that if I get this running, then we will work with getting Ceph connected to it. So that might be a fun thing to maybe show next, but like I said, I need to get some rest. I need to clear my head from the OpenStack for now. And for me, this is enough as it is. I'm happy that, you know, I was actually able to install it. So yeah, well, if you are watching this, thank you, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye bye.